and welcome. My name is Heroin Bob. Welcome to Bob Buys, the channel I share with you all my part-time reselling journey here in the state of Virginia. We're doing a What's Sold video from the floor because I'm tired. I have scheduled my second Moderna shot for this weekend and I cannot get my maintenance fluids until after I have that shot. And by can't, I mean I'm personally not going to schedule my maintenance fluids until after that because I don't want to waste, as someone who has a chronic illness and is disabled, is a disabled creator, I don't want to waste the couple weeks I feel good on side effects from the second COVID shot. So hopefully you all are still cool with floor stuff. That sounds like I'm gonna do some gymnastics, which is definitely not going to happen. I don't think I've done a cartwheel in like 2 decades, so let's go ahead and get into solds. This is going to be for the week of March 28th to April 3rd, and we're gonna do eBay because, to be honest, I've only been selling things on eBay for this week. Scooch over. Go this side. Vanna White. So I sold this vintage 80s bib collar plaid shirt. So cute. This is like the cutest thing. I was so upset that I have too broadish shoulders to have kept this shirt. It was everywhere else my size, but you cannot contain these shoulders. So I sold it on an offer of $18. I paid 50 cents for this at an estate sale. And that was only because this lady, the estate sale I went to, had a bunch of stuff. Wasn't quite a hoarder house, but this is someone who also had a lot of clothes, and this is someone who basically had never cleaned out their closet from like the time they were after high school until like they passed. Very long time, many decades was spanned, but unfortunately I couldn't pick up a whole lot of things from this estate sale due to the fact that this person also like heavily smoked that entire time. And so I was only able to pick up items that were of natural fibers because plastic holds on to smells, and I did not feel confident in my ability to get out smoke or smell from anything other than natural fibers. So really happy for this $18 sale, especially only paying 50 cents. That was a very long explanation for this shirt, but that is just how much I really wanted to keep it. This next piece, another estate sale, less than $1. This is from that large estate sale purchase I made on Valentine's Day from another individual who very much liked to shop. But this is someone who did it during their retirement and the same size throughout the entirety of their life, it seems. So full asking price, $19.87, less than $1 into it. My Under Armour stuff is pretty much all gone now, so very happy about that for the estate sale. This next piece was from a ThredUp men's box, the 25-pound box that I picked up this year, and also I think in February. As you can see, $7. Not a big sale there, but again, just trying to get as much as I can. I still have not yet made my money back from that men's ThredUp box. So I also still have like 10 pieces I haven't listed yet. So it's really just my fault. It's my fault. This next piece was an item for free. It came out of my brother's closet when my mom was cleaning out his old room. It was a vintage Playboy trucker hat from the Y2K era, and that went to a new home for $20. This next piece, it's Lily Pulitzer, and I hear other resellers talk about Lily Pulitzer all the time. I don't find it very often, and this was actually one of the first Lily Pulitzer pieces I've ever found, and it might have been because I didn't realize that the material it's made out of is technically called seersucker, so I was missing that keyword. But I had this thing for well over a year before it sold. I only paid $2 for it, so taking a best offer of $18, I was like, yes, please get this out of my bins because I've had it for a year, and I'm glad that someone will enjoy it for spring. And they left me nice feedback too, so I hope they continue to enjoy it. Whenever I see a ribbon belt, I pick them up if it's $2 or less, which is this case because I know they will sell. These vintage ribbon belt, words are hard. These vintage ribbon belts are very consistent sellers for me, but as you can see at $10.94, they're not like major sellers, but they normally move within 1 to 2 months, and especially with this beautiful pastel colorway, perfect for spring. This next item, I was very sad that this was not a 2XL because I would have given it to my uncle. It's really sad when I saw that because it was just one size too small, because him and my aunt are both big Chelsea fans. This is a Chelsea football kit. Yes, I put kit, and yes, I put football, because if you are a Chelsea fan, those are probably the terms you use. Just letting you know. So this is, instead of soccer jersey, which would be what the Americans would say, this is a football kit. This sold for $30 on offer within a month of listing it. This is Moxie, by the way, if you are new here. If you will just see my hand, instead of doing this number for the listing and doing this number for a cat, she thinks I'm offering to pet her. So I, of course, can't tell her no because she's my baby and I love her. This next item really actually surprised me. This is also from my ThredUp men's box that I picked up this year, the 25-pound box for $90. But I actually did decide to list all the ties. I figured the Wake Forest one, which you guys saw in a previous What Sold video, would sell. But this one actually sold for more. This is a Brooks Brothers Maker's English silk handmade woven tie. You guys can read. I don't know why I felt the need to read that aloud to you. But the Maker's English silk handmade seemed to consistently sell between the $15 and $25 depending on what was on it. And as I talked about before, I'm more into vintage ties, so finding a modern tie that I should also be on the lookout for when I'm perusing the accessory section. Really glad. This is actually one of the reasons why, even if I only make my money back for these ThredUp boxes, I'm okay with, because it forces me to learn brands just to make my money back. So it's like a pay to learn experience. Yeah, it's a nice way to look at it. But $16.89, very happy. Again, still haven't quite made my money back. Still need about $20 more, but I will get there. This item is, again, from that estate sale. Most of my Under Armour pieces by this point have sold. They sold within a month of listing them. Paid, again, less than $1 for this. I sent out an offer to watchers and this person scooped it up for $12.64. I also have apparently a buyer for life now, because they have sent me, one, they left me positive feedback. Two, they said they loved the shirt. Like, they sent me a message that they loved the shirt. And then 2 weeks later, I guess they'd been wearing it because it's gotten hot outside, because this person's in South Carolina. And they're like, do you have any more of these? Because I would like to buy them. And I was like, well, if I find any more for you, I will definitely message you first to see if you want to make a deal. And he's like, awesome. So very happy, $12.64 from less than $1, and hopefully a future customer if I can ever find more Under Armour loose fit large shirts for less than $1. This next item is from a ThredUp mystery box. This is from the DIY t-shirt box, which I should also mention is the only box that I am looking out to buy again. I did not purchase it the last time it came up, just because of the fact I've got so much inventory I need to list. I did that wonderful listing challenge with all those other resellers, and I basically burned myself out listing those 50 items within a week, and I have not been listing. I did list the 40-piece Homer Laughlin, so I will pat myself on the back for that, but I still have a bunch of stuff that I picked up this month that I have not listed. So, long explanation for the fact I got this t-shirt from a t-shirt box. I sold it for $10 because I'm trying to get my money back, and I'm very surprised that pretty much anything that I did not craft with has sold. So, $10 t-shirt. Also, I learned a new wetsuit brand. Like I'm ever going to need that information, but you know, it's there now. Another estate sale piece. This is a new tag, True Flies. I thought it said Time Flies, but no, it's True Flies. That is the actual correct name of the item. This new tags, it's a brand that would retail for a bunch. Like the retail sticker price was $60. As you can see, I sold it for 10 at less than $1. I still made like $4 or $5 off of this shirt, and happy it went to a new home where hopefully, again, they will wear it instead of just having it in their closet for 2 decades. This next item is another item I would not recommend picking up. This was one of the first items I picked up when I first started reselling. This took 1.5 years to sell. Vintage Bugle Boy, I figured 90s was in. Bugle Boy was from the 90s. This was a cool like Aloha Hawaiian shirt. I figured it would sell. It did, for my full asking price of $16.97. But it sat for 1.5 years after I listed it. So there's that information. I would not pick this up again. That's not true. That's a lie. If it was $1 or less, I would probably buy this again, because it did sell for my full asking price and I have the space. But I would not recommend for you to pick it up because it's not going to be a fast flip, and I don't learn from my mistakes. This next item is a pair of Vans. This is the second time it sold. The first time it sold, they did not pay for it. And then before it got to the point where an open item case or unpaid item case would be open, they messaged me asking to cancel because it was a mistake. But it sold for my full asking price of $19.87 plus shipping. They have also left me nice feedback, so whoever bought this, thank you. And yeah, happy to see them gone. I paid, I think, for $5.50 for these at a Goodwill, because that's what the Goodwill prices are for shoes. But this took about 3 months to sell after listing it. Oh wait, was that my last item? Oh, that was my last item. I'm done. That was 13 items. Wow, time flies when you're talking about stuff for a really long time and not paying attention to anything. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys maybe learned from some of the mistakes I made. I definitely paid to learn from some of the mistakes I made, but also really good returns on my estate sale investments. So I am looking forward to doing more of those, especially after this last estate sale I went to. Gosh, that was amazing. And I'm still on a little bit of a buyer's high from that. So I would like to personally thank all 1,275 of my subscribers. Interesting history fact for year 1,275 is Marco Polo proposedly visits Xanadu, which is just fun to say. I know, right? Xanadu? Those are like real words. Marco Polo supposedly goes to the place I just mentioned that I immediately forgot because brain fog is a condition that I have due to my POTS. But Xanadu, which is the summer palace for Kublai Kai from the Yuan dynasty. And yeah, that happened in 1275. So now you know that after I awkwardly said it to you. Thanks, bye! Bye. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero.